Hello everyone, welcome to Snippet 64. I hope you're all well and I hope you've enjoyed your weekend. This was Snippet 63, so I want a page now that coordinates with it on the other side. So I've created the same background that we created here in 63, so create the same background that we created in Snippet 63. And this time I'm going to use the hare snippet stencil and I'm going to use the cutout. So as we did before with the bird, I'm going to use the hare and I'm going to use some white paint. So I've got my white paint on the side and then I'm just going to dab around the hare just like I did with the bird and just dab around. And like we did before, feather it out so that you've got that feathered white paint just over. So just keep going over just so that you've got a good layer of that paint and just so that it feathers out. And then we can lift that and we've got our gorgeous hare. Then let's give the stencil a wipe, which is so easy to forget because I nearly just turned it over then. So we'll just give that a wipe. And we'll just give it a little dry with a little piece of kitchen roll. Because you've got those oxides on there. So then I'm going to turn the hare over. So let's turn that over, bring him out a little bit here, like so. Maybe up a little bit and just be a fusspot like me. So take that white paint again and dab over your project. You don't actually need much white paint. Tracy's put enough white paint out for about 40 projects. And you can see I'm nicely going over my fingers as well. So just go over a few times and then you can lift. So let's just place that back over. And if you just think, no, I want a little bit more paint, like I'm doing, just placing that back again. And I'm just going to place a little bit more white paint. Just a little bit more. Just so that it stands out just a tad more. That's better. So then I'll just give my fingers a wipe. And we've got the beautiful hairs then just on there. And you can see I'm not rushing that. If you've got any white paint over, you could save that for your splatters if you wish. And then, like I did before, I'm going to take this text stamp from Meander Through Beauty 1066. Because it's a nice fine text. And then I'm just going to take I always forget because I turn it round half a dozen times and then don't know which way it goes up. So then I'm going to take my grey ink and I'm just going to test which way up my stamp is. That's it, it's the right way. So I'm going to use Morning Mist VersaFine Clair. And we're just going to stamp some of those background stamping just to our design like we did before. Now, you can put an outline on your hair if you wish, but I wanted it to look a bit different. I've done an outline before where I draw around it with a pen. So I just wanted it to look a little bit different. So let's add a little bit more text. and I've still got a few handmade cards left, so any orders that I receive on my website until tomorrow, Monday the 25th, midnight, I will add a handmade card to the order. So let's just add that there. So I'm just adding a little bit of that there. Now, in our first snippet, we embossed a floral. I embossed the clematis on the top. This time, I've actually already gone ahead and I've used the floral from New Beginnings. So this floral here, and like I did in the first snippet, I've embossed that in white. And I'm going to use colours that I've got on my desk that I haven't put away, and I have oh good grief, something yellow, PC 916, creamy yellow PC 916, then we've got orange PC 918, and I've got process red PC 994. So I'm going to start with the process red. And really, my pencils need sharpening. It works better for me if I've got a sharp pencil. And you've got that lovely ridge from the embossing that sort of keeps you in the lines. So I can go straight over the embossing, because as before, you can easily wipe over that. So just give a nice, and I'm not pressing on too hard, I'm just adding a little bit of colour, very lightly. So that's the process red. I'm then going to go to my medium colour, which is the orange. So we'll just go into the process red and use your orange. And it gets better the more you build that colour up. So just going into the dark colour with the orange. I'm then going to use the yellow and just go at the ends. I don't think I've even done that one, have I? That one doesn't even look done. So let's just do that one. And then we'll go with that yellow and just come in with the yellow and come into the previous colour, just so that you can blend that nicely with your previous colour. And then what you need to do is spend a little bit of time building the depth of your colour, and the more layers you add of the colour, the more definition the flower gets. Obviously, I'm not going to spend as long as I would normally, because this is a snippet, so a snippet of an idea, and it just blends beautifully. So we'll then go to the yellow. How many minutes have I got left? So we'll just go to the yellow and just blend the colours with the yellow. And if you add about 4 layers, don't press on too hard, adding layers each time. That will just give your floral some definition. So I'm then going to go to my New Beginnings stamp set, and we're going to add Each Day is a Treasure. So we'll just take our stamp set from New Beginnings. We'll just place that one there for now. And then we'll just grab a scrap of card. And as we did in the previous one, we will stamp that in our black ink, just to give that a little bit more of a darker colour, just so that that comes into the foreground of our design. So we'll just cut that out. And I shall add that afterwards. And then if, like we did before, if we take our little brush, let's just make sure it's relatively clean. And then we'll take some of that Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide ink. And what you will do is you'll just go around and just give it a little definition with your Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide ink. And what I would recommend is that you go round that with a couple of layers of that ink. Don't scrimp on the oxide. Go round with a couple of layers. If you prefer, you can go around with your Inktense pencil and you'll get even darker bit of depth. If you go around with your Inktense pencil, it's a little bit darker. So it's entirely up to you what you go around with, just to give that a little bit of definition. We're then going to take our text stamp again, like we did before. Make sure we use that grey ink because it's very easy to just slip up and use the black ink. We'll use the grey ink and we'll just add a little bit of stamping over our floral that really sort of makes it look like a botanical, which I really like. I like it just with a little bit of the text just on the design. I really like that. And then we can add our sentiment. And this is our Snippet 64. Let's just add a little bit of black definition with our Posca pen, because that's going in our black journal and it just makes it pop a little bit more. So we'll just then add that to our project like so, just deciding where you want to add that. Each day is a treasure. We'll add some splatters, just so that you add some splatters to your design. And I think once the video has finished, I may even add a couple of these little tiny hearts just from the Quirky Birds stamp set. The Quirky Birds stamp set, and I'm coming to the end of my time, so I'm just going to add little 2 of those hearts just like that, and I'll add a couple of white touches, and that is your snippet done. So I hope you've enjoyed that. That is Snippet 64, and if we add it to our journal, you can see how beautiful they look together. So love to all, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.